together. I'll ask you one question and I want you guys to write the answer to it on your sticky note, okay? Do you need to turn that on? Or? Okay, so can first someone tell me who the characters are?
The dog, he's the main character.
And what's his name?
Ike.
Okay. Anybody else? Give me another character.
Mrs. What's that name? The one that starts with a G?
Gertrude LaRue.
Yeah.
We'll just put Mrs. LaRue. Who is Mrs. LaRue?
Oh, the owner of Ike.
Okay, we'll take one more.
The cats.
The cats, the neighbor's cats. Okay. Okay, the next one, I want to have you guys go ahead and write it on your sticky note, okay? What do you think Ike did wrong, or what should he have taken responsibility for in the story? Go ahead and write it on your sticky note, and then I'll take a couple responses. Think about it back at the beginning of the story. How did Ike end up where he went away to?
How did he end up going away over there?
Just write your answer down, and then I'll give you guys a minute to do that, and then I'll take a couple responses. Okay, just a second, okay? Let's give everybody a chance to write. When you're done writing your response, put your pencil down, that way I know to come pick up your sticky note. It doesn't have to be anything long, it could be a couple words, a short sentence. Just what should Ike have taken responsibility for in the story? Are you done?
I'm done.
One more minute.
Okay.
Or if you're done, I'll take them down. Huh? Anybody else done? Okay, we just have a couple more people finishing up, so I'll take 2 comments from 2 different people. If someone wants to tell me what they think I did wrong and maybe what he should take responsibility for. What's one of the lessons he should learn?
He should not drag the woman when she was walking.
Across the street? Okay, so not drag Mrs. LaRue. What else did he do at the beginning of the story that would have got him sent to the place he went to?
He was chasing the neighbor's cats.
Okay. We'll take one more.
Buying her clothes.
Do what? Biting her clothes? Okay. I'll just go ahead and add this last one, but he said, she said at the beginning of the story that he was getting food off the table, you know, that was one of the things he was doing to misbehave. Yeah, so. And then I'll take those when you're done, but we'll move on. The next two things we're gonna kind of talk about just real quick and take a couple responses. In the story, you have one page or one picture that's gonna be in black and white, and one that is going to be in color. So first, we talked about the ones that in black and white was kind of, Ike was making that up in his head, right? It's kind of, he was portraying that to his owner maybe to make it look worse than what it was, so she'd come get him. So can somebody give me a couple of things that were in the pictures in black and white that he was making look bad? Go ahead.
How it would look
So in one of the pictures, he was being taken away in a truck? Okay, what's a couple other things that were taking place in the black and white pictures?
on page 4, the lady had everything fixed for but he just sat down and ate.
So on page 418,
Uh-huh.
so basically he's talking back to the point when he was eating her chicken pie and he got in trouble for that, right? So that was something he was doing. Okay, we'll take two more things. I heard from you, yeah?
Like you said, it was in a tiny song.
So he made it sound like he was in jail, right? One more thing that he was portraying. In the back. What was he portraying?
On page 423.
What was he trying to portray in that black and white picture? What was he conveying to his owner in the letter about that picture?
That the other dogs are like his cellmate.
Right, and in that letter on October 5th, he said, the guards are all caught up in good dog, bad dog. Right, so maybe the picture of those dogs are like the bad dogs?
Good dog and bad dog. One is a good dog, one is a bad dog.
Okay, now we're gonna move over to some of the pictures that were more reality. Those were probably the color pictures. What are a couple things that would have taken place in those pictures that you remember seeing as we read the story?
Page 433. He was running first girl.
He was running and it looks like his owner was kind of looked like she was falling, right? Okay, who else can tell me something happened in one of the color pictures that maybe would have been reality, not something that he was making up in his head?
When he was acting sick on page 425.
So he was making it worse than it really was. He really wasn't that sick, right? Okay, we'll take two more. Uh-huh.
When he saved Mrs. LaRue,
Okay, we already mentioned that one. How about one other thing?
when he was in the right here, it looks like he was in the airplane or something.
Like he was traveling,
Yeah,
okay?
like he was traveling.
Was that maybe after he ran away, escaped from the...
Police, yeah.
Okay. We'll take one more thing, Natalia.
When he was typing something in,
Like when he was writing a letter. Is it really seem real that a dog would be typing on a typewriter? It probably wouldn't be writing a letter either, but...
And for 230, he was writing a letter when they brought him a hamburger and fries.
So he was kind of making his life out there life there about to be worse than it was, wasn't he?
He was writing a letter and they found a hamburger and fries.
So, can anybody tell me what they think the moral of the story is? Meaning, what is the meaning behind the story? Him being there, writing the letters back and forth to his owner. What do you think?
I think like he's trying to keep in touch with his mom.
Right? He probably was trying to keep in touch with her.
He wanted his top type doing that little letters to make the owner to get him out.
To come get him. He didn't really want to be there, right? So him going there was a consequence of his behavior while he was living with Mrs. Lindbergh, right? He was misbehaving, eating the food off the table, chasing the cats, chewing on her coat, and caused her to trip when she was crossing the street, right? So you think maybe she put him there to learn manners, right? You know, dogs are just like people. When they do something wrong, they have to have a consequence, otherwise they will continue to do it, right? I think she was trying for him to learn that while he was there. One last comment.
And he was trying when he would travel, he was trying to communicate with her while he was traveling. So he could moves
Yeah.
to.
I think at the end of the story, Ike was trying to convey that he was sorry, he missed his owner, and he wanted to come home, right? But he wanted to come home throughout the story, but you could tell at the end he was remorseful for what he'd done, right? All right, we're going to wrap that up. We don't have any more additional discussion on that, but that's a good lesson of when we do something wrong, sometimes we have to learn a lesson from it. And by learning that lesson, we should learn that we shouldn't repeat that same behavior again, right? Don't you guys agree with that? All right, thanks for letting me read to you guys today.